Can TV's LOL Chicago, where you're seeing some of Chicago's best and brightest comedic stars on this stage. A big round of applause for your host this evening, Marz Tim. All right. Hey, everybody, welcome out to Can TV's LOL Chicago. Thank you all for braving the ice storm and being here. Yeah, man, it's Chicago weather, right? That's what you get the week of Valentine's Day, right? This is the weather that's like, stay inside, make love to somebody that's super warm, and then have a baby. That face is like, whoa. I'm sorry, did you not expect the adult comedy show? Well, just no babies? All right, stay inside with somebody that's warm and make a fire, an alien, a robot, put a puzzle together, do some arts and crafts, something like that, crochet a jacket, make some baby booties, adopt? Okay, all right, there you go. Well, good. I'm glad you don't believe in sex. Is that the whole issue? That's not okay. She was just like, I love sex, just no babies. All right. So, because of her, none of us would be here. But we're going to keep this moving right along, ladies and gentlemen. Your first comedian coming to the stage, very funny man. He was on NBC Chicago. Big round of applause for Prateek Srivastava.
My name is Prateek Srivastava, very traditional Indian name given to me by my Indian parents, Nick and Sheila. What the hell happened there? I have a younger sister that's better than me. Clap it up if you have younger siblings that are better than you. And if you're not clapping, you are the better sibling, okay? Yeah. My sister, she's currently going to Columbia University in New York City and getting a master's degree in public health, you guys. I'm not even sure I can get accepted to Columbia College. That's where I am right now. If you don't know what that is, that's a crappy art school, you guys. It's very... A lot of local references here. I think the production staff is mostly Columbia College grads. I think that's what... Just shut it all down. She got accepted to Columbia University. The first thing they did was they sent her an acceptance text message. That's what they're doing now. They're sending out acceptance text messages for college. But my question is, are they sending out rejection text messages too? That's a terrible idea. Like, say I apply to school, but I'm gonna choose a school more realistic to me. I'm gonna choose DeVry University, you guys. And say for some reason I get rejected from DeVry, I'm a bad Indian, you guys. It's late at night and I've been drinking and I get the rejection text. I'm gonna start drunk texting DeVry University. I'm gonna be like, what's going on, DeVry? You up? Send DeVry a couple dick pics, you guys. But not to be creepy, no. I'm trying to get accepted to the School of Photography. I'm thinking ahead, you guys, all right? Call up DeVry, they're like, where is Prateek? He saw some pictures of brown bananas. Where is this man? You put a good filter on him, you guys. It's fine. Big fan of Mexican food. You guys like Mexican food? Yeah? You guys like food? Very cheap applause, I know. I feel like there's a sad truth about Mexican restaurants in the city of Chicago, and that sad truth is the more busted down the Mexican restaurant, the better the fucking food, you guys. Like, if your Mexican restaurant has stainless steel tables, it's probably Chipotle. Get out now. Because I don't want no E. coli burritos. I want a mom and pop Mexican restaurant. I'm talking about a restaurant that is a 3-year-old child just running around the restaurant playing a broken Sony PSP. And I will tip that child well. He's also my server for the evening, you guys. He's 3, but serving at a 5th grade level. Advanced placement. Speaking of 5th grade, I used to be a 5th grade sex ed teacher. You're welcome, guys. I used to teach sex ed on the south side of Chicago. They gave me no resources whatsoever. I had to give the STD presentation on a slide projector. You remember that thing? You start it up like a lawnmower. It lets out a smell that fills the whole room. It smells like a toupee on fire. And I knew the machine was old because it still said, whites only on the machine, you guys. I was like, I'm uncomfortable using this machine. They're like, you are the Jackie Robinson of sex ed now. I'm like, okay, I'll take that title. Thank you. I don't know, do we have any teachers here in the audience at all? Hell yeah. Teachers are the backbone of this country, you guys. Like, it's sad. Like, teachers don't make enough. I had to go into comedy to make more money than being a teacher. That is sad, you guys. That's not good at all. But I feel like as long as you're a teacher, there are a few things you have to do as a teacher. That's connect with your students. It's very important. You got to find a way to connect with your students. And I realized as a fifth grader, or as a fifth grade teacher, I had to find a way to connect with fifth graders. And I realized I have one thing in common with these fifth graders, and that's we both love professional wrestling, you guys. Which I know, yeah, I'd say that, and people are like, what the hell is wrong with you, Prateek? You are a 32-year-old man. Why the hell are you still watching professional wrestling? And I say, because watching professional wrestling is the only way that I can comprehend what the fuck Donald Trump says every day. Because if you think about it, he's basically a bad guy wrestler from WWE. Also, side note, Donald Trump is actually in the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. He's the only president who's in the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. Abraham Lincoln can't brag about that. Abraham Lincoln ain't standing on top of the Hell in a Cell. But Donald Trump can brag about that. So the next time you turn on the idiot box and you see Dracula Trump on TV, just imagine he's the Mr. McMahon character. Like you see Donald Trump, he's like, we took down Obamacare, and then I'm gonna meet Barack Obama at the Pontiac Silverdome. March 1st only on pay-per-view. Step into the steel cage, Barack Hussein. And let's hear from my tag team partner, Rudy Giuliani. And Rudy comes in and Rudy goes, do you smell what the Rudy is cooking? And do you know what the hell Rudy Giuliani is cooking? He's cooking Islamophobia. That's what the hell he's cooking. And listen, it's okay for me to joke about Islamophobia because my family's Hindu and they don't like Muslims. That's why it's okay for me. That's a history joke, you guys. All right, last thing I'm going to say. I appreciate that Marz said my name correctly. That was a great intro. I do a lot of shows where people, you might find this hard to believe, some people don't know how to say my name correctly. Yeah, happens all the time. I had to do a show recently where I opened up for a metal band that only played NSYNC cover songs. Yeah, if you want to hear a mosh pit to Bye Bye Bye, that's where you got to go. It was called Blood, Blood, Blood because it's metal, you guys. So I met with the host before the show, and he's like, so how do you say your name? I'm like, it's Prateek Srivastava. He's like, okay. And there was an awkward pause. And then I said, do you want to try it again? Do you want me to practice? You want me to write it out phonetically? He's like, shut up, I got it. And then he goes on stage and said, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage, give it up for Petite Sriracha. Petite Sriracha, Petite Sriracha. Do I look like tiny hot sauce to you? And that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much. Good night.
One more time for Prateek. I'm not even going to say the last name because he said I got it right the first time, so I'm not going to press my luck. All right, we're going to keep this moving right along. Very funny man. Like a lot of you, probably you go through your like social media feeds and you just click like. This guy, I actually read his posts because they are hilarious. He tours all over the Midwest. A big round of applause for Mike Wiley.
All right, hey, shit, man, how's you guys doing? Huh? Yeah, they said no language restrictions tonight, So I'll be doing my entire set in Portuguese. Here we go. Portuguese people out there? No? You guys seem like a good crowd. Excited to be here. I had a rough crowd last show I did. Rough crowd. Somebody in the audience actually shouted at me. Get it? They shouted the old, "Hey, don't quit your day job!" You know, I got that whole thing. But turns out it was actually just my boss needed me to come into work in the morning. Hey, don't go. Because I am the #1 mattress tester at the Sealy Corporation. And I am not ashamed to say that I slept my way to the top. I was testing mattresses. I'll explain some of these for you guys. It'll be cool. I quit my job at the water cooler store. Too much gossip. At the water cooler store. You know? I remember I used to work at Office Max. And my boss told me that I would have to remove my piercings. He told me I would have to remove my piercings or at least cover my nipples. So it's like I'm out of there. These conservatives, am I right? Nah, you know what? I just feel one day, I'm gonna make so much money. I'm gonna make so much money doing this here comedy thing. I'm gonna make so much money that my mom's gonna have to live in my basement. You know what I mean? That's what's gonna happen. That didn't happen. We'll fix that in post. What else happened to me? I caught my penis in my zipper again. Caught my penis in my zipper. Yeah, I know, right? I think I'm gonna have to start getting boots with laces. Joke about me having a large penis. Yeah. You're right. Oh no. Look, I got into a fight with a guy recently. He was drunk. You know how drunk people get? Got into a fight with a guy. He threatened to open up a can of whoop ass on me. And I'm just like, hey, buddy, cool it. You know? This is the Midwest. We open up a can of pop ass. So, And besides, last person who messed with... Hey, come on, man, I'm trying to tell some jokes here. The last person who messed with me left in an ambulance. And one day, I'm going to find out who that EMT was that beat the shit out of me. Just follow an ambulance, you know? Mm-hmm. People get violent, drinking sometimes. People get crazy. Drinking can make people crazy, which is why, like, whenever I throw a party, I'll always make everybody put their keys into a bowl, and then we see who can eat the most keys. So that was a reaction. I'm fine with that reaction. I'm cool with that. That was the biggest. I've never had a giant sigh. I've had silence. But did we get that on the cameras? Are we gonna be able to pick that up? Because I'm talking about it a lot right now, and if I'm just talking about something that nobody on television can hear, this is just gonna be awkward. Right. I'm having fun. They say, guys. They say, do the thing you love, and you will never work a day in your life. Especially if the thing you love is getting neo-Nazi face tattoos. You will never work a day in your life. And that's probably for the best. You know what I mean? You guys like impressions? Can I do some impressions tonight? Throw some impressions in here, right? All right, this is my impression. Okay, here we go, guys. This is my impression of a racist. Hold on, there's more. You're looking at me, you're like, too easy, buddy, come on. Do something with some skill. All right, no, I know what I look like. Anyway. This is my impression of a racist sitting behind a beam at a NASCAR event, okay? A racist sitting behind a beam at a NASCAR event. Here we go. Excuse me. I don't see race. Because that's the only time he would say that, yeah? God, man. I'm jealous of my brother. You know, I'm jealous of my brother's washboard abs. You know, but he's jealous of my Ouija board abs. You know, it's like the other day he's all bragging. He's just like, I just did 12 sets of crunches, and I'm just like, oh yeah, well, Grandma says hi. Ouija board jokes, they write themselves, am I right? I think you were ahead of me. Oh, that was funny? Okay, cool. When something's funny, guys, just let me know. That was funny, sweet. All right, I think I'm gonna end with one more impression, guys. All right, do you guys like that other impression so much? You guys remember the movie Batman: The Dark Knight Rises? You remember that movie? You guys remember the villain in it, Bane? Bane? Okay, so here we go. This is my world famous impression, guys. This is my impression. This is Bane from Batman: The Dark Knight Rises. All right, here we go. Hey, it's me, Bane! That's a spicy meatball, mamma mia! All right, guys, I'm Mike Wiley. Thank you very much.
Here we go for Mike Wiley. Woo. He got you with that pop ass, huh? He got you. That was good. All right, we're going to keep this show moving right along. She runs the Happy Podcast. What is it?
Happy Corner Podcast.
Happy Corner Podcast. It took me a second to get from there to here, and I don't do good in school. So she does the Happy Corner Podcast. A big round of applause for the fabulous Kim Marion.
Marz, are we good? Y'all doing good? Yeah. Oh man, I can't. I'm not dealing with the whole politics thing right now. Like, I'm over it. I'm tired of it. Like, I had a friend. He was like, "Man, I can't deal with these politicians because all they do is lie. All politicians do is lie." And I'm like, "Yeah, they lie. They're trying to get a job." Like, you've never lied to get a job. Like, go back and look at your resume. For real, you're not proficient in Microsoft Excel. Like, you get that job and you're like, oh, they was not bullshitting about the Microsoft Excel, huh? You pulling up YouTube tutorials and everything. I gotta finish this by 3 p.m. I don't know how I'm gonna make it, huh? They was not, and this is a Mac. I don't even know how to operate this properly. I don't even know how to turn it on. Oh, that's real, man. Go back and look at your resume. For real, we all lie on our resume. Oh, I'm cooperative. I'm a good team player. You hate working with people, okay? Like, that is the worst time when you gotta be in a group. You know what I'm saying? You got group work, you always end up with the laziest person. And have you ever noticed that the laziest person at your job is also the happiest person at your job? Like, they come skipping in with Starbucks every day. They go to karaoke every Tuesday night. Like, they have a great time. I can't stand it, man. Politics, man, has everybody tripping. People are getting real sensitive. I'm tired of white people apologizing to me. That's unnecessary. That's unnecessary. We don't need to do that. And they always want to justify something. You know, they want to, like, I had this, like I'm tired of white people saying, like, oh, you know, because I have a black friend. Really? You have a black friend? Who's your black friend? Because we don't just rock with anybody. Like, for real, who is your black friend? Like, is it Omarosa or Oprah? Like, which one? Is it old Kanye, new Kanye? Which one are we going? Because I need to know, because I ain't rocking with everybody. Gotta figure that out. Come around. This is my black friend, it's Ben Carson. Like, what the hell is going on? Get the fuck out of here. That was foul right there. I'm focused for that, man. Yeah, I used to be a high school English teacher. That's what I did by day. That's what I did. And I used to be a teacher out in the burbs. That's where I drove in from Aurora. I drove in very paranoid, simply because, you know, I happen to like to smoke weed. Okay, you clapped a little too early, bro. We don't know. He was like, oh, wait a minute. We don't know who here. We don't know. But no, I drove in and because I got 2 tickets in 1 week, 2 speeding tickets in 1 week. You know, yes. So now I'm paranoid. You know, every time I drive, I get real paranoid. Every time I see like a black and white car, I think it's the cops. Like one time I was driving, and I looked over in the left lane, and I was like, shit. Hey, put on your seatbelt. Cops in the left lane. She looked over, she was like, that's the Geek Squad car from Best Buy. You need to relax. You need to relax. I was like, all right, well, let's continue smoking then. That's what we're doing. And that is what we're doing. Now, one of my favorite classes that I taught when I was a high school English teacher was this class called philosophy. And the reason why I liked philosophy is because it allowed kids to like think, and you know, they're seniors and they're thinking outside the box and, you know, challenging their belief systems and whatever. So I had a group of kids that were talking about personal beliefs. And there was this girl, and she said she was a creationist. She's like, oh, I'm a creationist. I'm a creationist. I was like, so you believe that God created absolutely everything? And she was like, yeah. So I was like, so you believe that like God created like these big lizards that could almost breathe fire? We call them dinosaurs. Then we wiped the slate clean. And then he created like these mastodons with these long ass tusks, and these saber-tooth tigers with these long ass fangs, and then he wiped the slate clean. And then he created every human and creature on this planet. And she was like, yeah. I was like, so are you telling me that Earth is just God's big ass etching sketch? Like when shit goes wrong, he's like, fuck it. Second coming, bitches! It was wildin'. I had to go ahead and clear that one. I'm just gonna make them all the same color this time. That experiment went horribly wrong. My name is Kimberly Marion, and thank you guys so much.
One more time for Kim Marion. All right, we are going to keep this show moving right along. Your next comedian coming to the stage, very funny man. He also is touring all around the United States. Jerry Tran, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, hey guys. Oh, is this on? No? That's right.
No, it's on.
Okay, cool. All right, guys, this is perfect. This is exactly how I want it to start. You know, because it can only go uphill from here, right? Like, nice. It's perfect. Guys, I was recently the victim of identity theft. Yeah, so clap it up if you stole my identity and you're here at Can't Know. That's great. And yeah, somebody went into my bank account and withdrew all the money that was in it. And I really hope they catch the person who did it so I can look them in the eyes and apologize for only having $12 in it, because identity theft is hard work, you guys. So in a way, they were kind of the victim in this too, I think. And like the person who did it called me from a 1-800 number, pretending to work for my bank's fraud team. And yeah. And they were so good at it that I'm more mad at my bank for not hiring people like him than I am at him. And yeah, I'm really not mad at this guy because I really do believe I was scammed by one of the greatest scam artists of all time. Like when I found out the next day that this guy didn't work for my bank's fraud team, I was like, you know, this must have been how Craig Elo felt when Michael Jordan hit that game-winning shot over him in the 1989 NBA playoffs. Or if you guys aren't sports fans, that's how the aliens felt when they lost to Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan in the film Space Jam. Because sometimes you're just playing its greatness, right? And they can't be stopped. That's really what that joke is about. Cool. All right, guys, just a little bit about me. I have low testosterone, and I put that on my Tinder bio. Just 5'6", low testosterone, but not ugly. You know, you just gotta, you know, I think you just want to be like upfront about having low testosterone. So like that way, whenever like a woman comes over to my place for the first time, they're not surprised when I just give them a bunch of jars to open. They're like, yeah, you know, he did say he had low testosterone on his Tinder bio. So I started getting getting testosterone treatment, and it's great. I love it a lot because like I get a testosterone shot twice a month, and every time I get it, I feel so much stronger, and I feel so confident. I feel like a superhero. Like I could leave my doctor's office after I got my testosterone shot, and I could see someone getting mugged, and instead of running away like normal, I would run away even faster. Testosterone. It's pretty great. Half Asian and half Hispanic, but I almost always get stereotyped as Asian. I guess I look more Asian. I don't know. What do you think? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I only have 5 minutes, so I thank you for jumping in there. But he was nice about it. Yeah. So yeah, I guess I look Asian, and like, so when I was a kid, like other kids would cheat off me in math class just because I look like the kids who are actually good at math. And I was like, that's kind of messed up, right? That's like me assuming every white person I see is an expert when it comes to operating carnival rides. You know, like I would never do that. It's kind of messed up. Yeah, my dad is from Vietnam and my mom is from Mexico. And they met in high school. They were in the same English as a second language class. And I think that's really romantic. And my parents, on the other hand, they just really like the part where they ended up getting a divorce. They're like, well, hey, at least there was a happy ending. So that's... My parents love that joke, though, so they're fine with that. I recently moved to a new neighborhood, and before I moved there, I asked one of my friends who already lives in this neighborhood about it, and they just paused for a very long time before replying with, it's a very colorful neighborhood. And I realized what she meant by that when I got there, and I saw a large group of guys wearing red on one side, and then another group of guys wearing blue on the other side. And when I first saw that, I was like, damn, this neighborhood has a Target and a Best Buy. Holy shit, this is an amazing neighborhood and very colorful, and I love it a lot. The only thing I don't like about it is that I think my neighbor might be a little racist, but I could be wrong, you know? Like, she could be really racist. I don't know her very well. The reason why I think she's a little racist is because one day when I was entering our building while she was leaving, she says to me, she's like, hey, can you please stop putting Chinese takeout menus on our door handles? Yeah, it's a little racist, right? Because I've never been one of those people that goes around putting Chinese takeout menus on door handles. But I am now. And I put them all on the same door. So if you guys ever see a building that has 100 Chinese takeout menus on its door handle, that's where me and my neighbor live. And guys, that's it for me. Thank you so much. Give it up for Marz.
One more time for Jerry. All right, you guys are great. We're hanging in there and having a lot of fun. Your next comedian coming to the stage. She runs Chicago's finest standup.com. A big round of applause for Katie Miners.
Hi, guys. It's so good to see guys. You look fantastic. I'm happy to be here. Sometimes I'm asked, like, if I was destined to be funny, you know, like if I was always going to be funny. And I think my parents had something to do with it. Like, my parents just admitted they plagiarized my baby book, which is terrifying because it's like, whose teeth were those, right? What's that? But I always suspected something was up because they told me my first word was duck. I think we all know what I really said, okay? All right. It was dolphin. No, my parents are really funny people. They conceived me on an airplane. Yeah. And sometimes audience members will ask me which airline, which is disturbing, right? Like, do you want to score or avoid that mess? One woman suggested, she goes, was it Spirit Airlines? Which is essentially implying I was an accident, right? Like, on Spirit. The seats are just so tight, right? Like, my mom reclined and my dad was wearing basketball shorts. Like, it just happened, right? They were not married at the time, but they sort of walked down an aisle. So my grandma was excited about that. She liked that a lot. They did not serve nuts on that flight, but my mama was determined. She was determined. She was going to get what she wanted. Mama did not carry on, but she carried off. They're going to keep coming. I'm going to keep. Oh, and as the story goes, just like the flight, my dad arrived 3 minutes early. Okay, that's it. I'm sorry. I know. They tell me every birthday I have to hear that fun story. Thank you so much. I like it. I have some hobbies. You know, you guys made a good decision coming to a comedy show tonight. That's a fun thing to do. I like to go country line dancing. Anybody else like line dancing? I know it doesn't look like I like country music. I look like I crash funerals for fun, but yeah, no, I do love country music, and it's the most chaste form of dancing, you know? I'll do it with anybody. Like, you can have an open sore, I'll still boot scoot with you, you know? It's like, you know, keep your distance, but let's have fun. And I like that. One gentleman, my line dancing experience, he took a shine into me, and after the dance, he sort of saddled on up, and he said this to me. He said, hey, just so you know, I have a truck. Does that do it for you guys? I have a truck. And I looked at him and said, oh yeah? It better be a food truck, okay? Because you need a job, a ride, and to feed me tacos, okay? That's how we do it. Trifecta. Love it. I love tacos. I love food. I love to eat. I used to be fat. You know, can you hear it in the anger? You hear that? I used to be fat. I still have friends who are fat, so you know I'm a good person, right? I'm good on the inside. I'm good. I gained 61 pounds as a side effect of taking the birth control pill in college. Yeah, 61 pounds. I would have rather had the kid to show for it. You know what I'm saying? 61 How old is a 61 pounder? How old of a kid is that? 4? 5? In America, 4. In Chicagoland, 3.5, okay? Let's be real. 3.5, raised on Gerber Jardiniere, okay? I like that. Unbelievable. What a gift that would have been to have a kid. In the wintertime, in this city, wake up in the morning, honey, go start the car for mama. Go, warm it up. Chip that ice. Remote start. That's Brian. Go get it done. Unbelievable. I went back to the doctor who prescribed it to me, and I'm crying. I'm like, oh no, it's not working. And the doctor's like, oh no, are you pregnant? I'm like, no, my boyfriend left me. He don't want to touch this, Pudge. He not into this. She had the nerve to say to me, well, it's kind of working. No, doctor technicality, no. I finally lost the weight. I joined a gym. You guys work out? You look healthy and bright. You working out? Yeah? Do you go to a good gym? Where do you go? Oh, that's a good one. They're everywhere. My good, the one just popped up in the green room. They're everywhere. You can work. Oh, I like Charter. Charter, you pay a little money for it. The first gym I joined was such trash. Oh my gosh. It wasn't even a gym. It was like a Jimmy. You know Jimmy? It was his basement, okay? It was bad. It was 2 to a treadmill. It's not comfortable, okay? The free weights were extra. I don't like that, okay? Unbelievable. I finally saved up enough money and I joined Export Fitness. You guys seen an Export before? Oh, all I do is tan there. That's it. That's all. I love Export, though. I met my ex-boyfriend at Export Fitness, and I should have known that relationship wouldn't have lasted because it's in the name. It's in the name of the place, okay? I'm saving up for lifetime. That's what we're doing, saving up. I'm going to get some jewelry, saving up. And I realized why that relationship was doomed, though, because I based it on a lie, okay? Because he was a younger guy, and they're impressionable, right? And I'll tell you the story. He thought that when we met, I was a virgin, too. Yes. None of you laughed. Thank you. You are all very sweet. That was very kind. People of faith. Thank you. No, I don't know what about this said virgin, okay? Because I smoke cigarettes, and I'm sure I started smoking like some of you did during a pregnancy scare, right? Like, oh my goodness, this can't be happening. But if it is, it's going to be small, you know? Just back to back. It's on the pack. Read it, you know. The laundry I had on that night we were together had patches on it. You know, I had sewed and mended. It had seen some stuff. Okay. And it was devastating, though. After we broke up, he said this to me. He said, Katie, you've ruined the outside for me. The outside. Have you guys been? It's half of everything, right? He told me I ruined the outside for him because on our first date, we went on a walk in the woods. Which I don't recommend. It's so stupid. But I'm so romantic, I want my first date maybe to be my last. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it ends in a proposal or a stabbing, exciting, right? That's too much power to give one person. I ruined the outside for him. Like I was a shitting pigeon and he was an outdoor bride. I ruined the outside for him, right? Like I was an innocent picnicking black family and he was a racist white lady with a phone. I ruined the outside for him! But I got really good news. I just found out he's rebounding on me with this chick who's an agoraphobic, okay? You guys know the agoraphobics, they don't leave their houses. So now I'm excited that if she breaks his heart, boom, there goes the inside. And I don't know what you do when the inside and the outside is ruined for him. I guess look for him at a rainforest cafe near you. You guys have been fun. Thank you, bye.
One more big round of applause for Katie Miners. I am a little mad at Katie because she should have told me that she was wearing a black dress because I wore mine today as well. All right, so, and see, she told you all the good things you could do with a baby. So, see, you get one to go and start your car for you, no? Now you still like, no kids! Yeah. You like anti-Christmas. You the Grinch? the Grinch showed up at a comedy show like, kids. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go with our headliner this evening. Coming to the stage, this man, I have known him for years doing stand-up comedy. He is one of the few white comedians that will rock a black crowd, an all-black crowd. He kills at Jokes and Notes when Jokes and Notes was around. He tours all over the country with one of my biggest friends, but one of my friends with the same height as I am. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for your headliner this evening, Anthony Bonazzo.
Go over Marz, you guys, and all the comics. Yeah, cool. Like Marz said, I do a lot of shows on the north side, I do a lot of shows on the south side. One thing I've noticed is that white people, when they laugh, they're like, that's funny. As he just does exactly what I'm saying. Black people will repeat what you just said if they think it's funny. I did a show on the south side the other night, and after the show I went out and I was shopping around, and I asked the guy in the store, I was like, do you know where all the stuff is for the barbecue? He goes, why, are you grilling out? And I'm like, all night? And he goes, he said all night. This white boy just said all night. So, or they will call you stupid if they think you're really funny. He asked me, he's like, what are you cooking? I'm like, I'm cooking brats because after the show, I traveled around a lot when I was younger. I didn't eat a lot of brats growing up because I was an army brat. He goes, you stupid. You white boy stupid. So hopefully some of you will repeat what I said or call me stupid after the show. So one or the other. So I'm going to do just like 6 or 7 quick jokes that I'm working on for my new Netflix special, if that's cool with you guys. Is that cool? Cool. All right, cool. It's in 16 years, but I'm trying to get ready for it. So we'll see if we can get you guys. You guys are getting there. You're getting there, slow but sure. So I had a good weekend. I finally took my Christmas tree down. That was cool. Getting stuff done around there. It was from 2017, so I got to get 2018's down coming up soon. You guys are out of the house. We should be happy we're out of the house. There's no more polar vortex, right? This was like negative 475 degrees in Chicago the past couple weeks, right? I love the name polar vortex because it sounds like an STD that you can only get in cold weather climates, right? It's like, hey, how was your trip to Alaska? Oh, it was really good, but I got the PV. I met this really cute girl. She gave me the PV, so I got the cold cock now. So every time I pee, it's cold. So I gotta watch out now. I got the icicles coming out of there. So. I don't know. I love living in Chicago. This is the only city I've ever lived in where I actually threw my neck out because it was so cold. I literally was leaving a show one night. You know when you start getting like the shakes, like you're having like a little bit of a full body seizure and you're shaking and you can't stop, and all of a sudden I was like, yow, and I threw my neck out. I literally had to wear a neck brace for like a month. Somebody's like, what'd you do to your neck? Did you get in a car accident? Did you get shot? And I was like, no, man, I was just living my life, just walking around. There was like a GoFundMe for my neck. It was really cool. I was really appreciative of everybody who helped me out. I told my mom freaks out because every time I tell my mom about the weather in Chicago, she acts like I'm talking about the gang violence. She's like, how cold was it in Chicago? I'm like, it was like negative 20, Ma, with the wind chill. And she's like, oh my God, you better be careful. You could die. And I'm like, die from a wind chill? I'm like, stop watching CNN. Relax, I'm gonna be okay. The only time I ever felt like I might die here was like the first week I lived here and I almost put ketchup on my hot dog. Like that was the only time I ever felt threatened. You guys all know this rule? You guys know this rule? Yeah. All right. Clap if you're for this rule. You guys know this? Clap if you're for this rule. No ketchup. All right. All right. Now clap if you're for gay rights. Clap if you are for gay rights right now. So clap it up. This should be everybody should be clapping now. Yeah. You can't be both. I hate to break it to you. You can't be both. Right? Because it's pretty much how the whole anti-gay movement started, was people telling other people what they can and cannot do with their wieners. So you guys got to relax on this ridiculous rule here. So time to chill out with this rule. But I love Chicago. Do a lot of shows in Chicago. Do a lot of shows around Chicago. I did a show in Michigan a couple weeks ago, and somebody asked me, they're like, oh, where in Michigan? And I was like, it was in Pure, Michigan. He's like, no, seriously, bro, I'm from Michigan. And he showed me his palm. Apparently this is what they do in Michigan. I didn't know what that meant. He was wiggling his middle finger at me all creepy, like he was trying to finger me or something. I was like, what is this? I don't know what this is, right? And I didn't make fun of him because I lived in Alaska for 2 years and people did this. They're like, I'm in the Southeast Panhandle, and they would wiggle their pinkies, right? So Michigan, Alaska, right? Now when anybody asks me where I'm from, I'm like, I'm from New Jersey. Okay, that's where I'm from, okay? Just outside of New York, so stop what you're doing. I'm about to ruin, so. I was trying to think I went for Chicago. All I came up with was, and I was like, I don't know if that's too soon or too real, so we're trying to stick with that. But I love living here. This is the best city because, like, I love riding the train. I love watching the different dynamics on the train, right? Because white women will talk on their phones on the train, but it's usually really quiet, and it's usually about, like, brunch plans. Like, I was on the Red Line the other day, this woman was talking on her phone. She's like, yeah, we're going to go get frushi. It's like sushi, but it's made of fruit. Okay, I got to go because I'm getting off at my next stop, and I'm going to yoga. All right, I'll talk to you later. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's one woman, right? I want the confidence of a black woman on the train because they will act like they're in their own private cart. I literally was on the Red Line the other day, and this woman was on her phone, and she yelled out, she goes, bitch, I told you, you ain't fat, you pregnant. And I was like, holy shit. I'm like, she just dropped a truth bomb. Like, I want that woman in my life. Like, I want that level of honesty in my life and all the time. Make her my best friend, put her in Washington. She will fix everything in like a week. Get her in Washington right away, right? And then two women almost got in a fight, but she couldn't hit her because there was too many people on the train. And she's like, you lucky I can't get you. You lucky I can't. And then she ran off the train, and you could tell she didn't like how it ended. She wanted to hit her with like a good zinger. So you could tell she thought of it, but the train was already like getting ready to pull away, and the door, it was like, doors closing, and you see her like running back to the train, and then she literally hulked the doors of the train right back open. She looked right at the woman, and she goes, I bet you suck dick from behind. Ah! Ah! And we're all like, what the hell does that even mean? Like, I have no idea what that means right now, right? And then like the train started pulling away, and you could still hear her, but it was quieter. So it was like, ah! And we're all like, look at us, you're like, how is that an insult? That sounds like a compliment that you can literally go from behind and pull it through the hole and do that. Like, I have no idea. If any of you know how to do it, see me after the show. I'll be standing over there. If you do a good job, I'll make that sound too. I'll go, ah! You guys should try that at Casual Friday at work. Just be like, I bet you suck dick from behind, and then just run away. So be like, what the hell does that mean? Be like, I don't know, but he got you good. He got you good. So look out. So, yeah, you guys are fun. I just got a new job at a gym, so that's fun. It's up in Skokie. It's called LA Fitness. You guys should come check it out sometime. Yeah, fun Fun little place. Some people got it. That's not. Some people didn't. They didn't, and that's fine. That's all jokes work. But right, everybody has a Fitbit now. If you don't know a Fitbit's like $100 thing that you wear on your wrist throughout the day that reminds you that you're a piece of shit. I don't know if you know that. It's like you didn't do enough. You didn't step enough. You didn't eat enough. You didn't sleep enough. I'm like, you're just not enough, right? It's terrible. I don't know why people have these things, right? There's a lot of accidental farting in the gym too. I had noticed that too. Like people will fart and they're like, and they're like that wasn't supposed to happen. I'm like, when the hell was that ever supposed to happen? Like, just own up to it, right? Like, what are you doing, right? I get a lot of dumb questions too in the gym. Like, people come up to me and it's like, you try not to laugh, but there's questions are so dumb, right? But it's hard not to laugh. So a woman walked up to me and she goes, is the treadmill good for the cardiology? I'm like, cardiology? I'm like, what is she talking about here? Somebody walked up, she goes, what's better, the treadmill or the eucalyptical? I'm like, the eucalyptical? Eucalyptus is an essential oil. The ukulele is a musical instrument. I have no idea what kind of weird misting machine that you're on right now. I have no idea what you're doing here. One woman walked in, she was sniffing out the gym, and she's like, what kind of machines you got in here for the breasts? And I'm like, what am I supposed to do, offer to motorboat her? Like, how does this work here? My boss walks out, and I'm like, he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm saving a gym membership. What are you doing, okay? Sales were down, they're back up, so you're welcome here, so. Getting into yoga too. I just got certified to be a yoga teacher. That's been fun, and it's been very helpful to handle stress. Right. So like they teach you the inhale, like the loud inhale, and the loud open mouth exhale. Very, very relaxing. It's been proven to calm your central nervous system down too. So if you're like in stress in traffic or anything like that, but I do not recommend doing it while you are on public transportation because I'm pretty sure I freaked a girl out on the bus the other day because I took a big inhale and I looked right at her and I was like. And then I tried to do the constricted breathing, but it made it worse because then I closed my mouth and I was like, she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, this is my Ujjayi breath. This is my breath of victory, okay? She's like, I'm calling 911, and I got the hell off that bus. But I think it's just because it was me, right? It was just because it was me because I'm like me. I'm like an average-looking guy, right? If that was like Bradley Cooper, I don't know if you guys saw A Star Is Born up for Oscar nomination. Good movie, long, sad movie, right? But there's a scene in the movie where Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga are in a van together, and Lady Gaga gets out, and Bradley Cooper goes, hey! And Lady Gaga turns around, and Bradley Cooper goes, just want to take another look at you. Every woman in the theater was like, oh my God, that is so romantic, that is so sweet. I wish my guy would do shit like that. Oh my God. If I did that, I'm a friggin' creeper, right? Hey. I just want to take another look at you, right? Like, I would be on the news by 9 o'clock that night. There's like some creepy guy in glasses and in an H&M vest he's wearing. He's breathing on women. He's talking about his Ujjayi breath. I don't know what this guy's deal is, but let's get an Amber Alert on everybody's phone. This guy's nuts. So, yeah. So I just turned 41. That's been fun. 40's fun, right? It's different though, because when you hurt your back when you're younger, someone's like, what'd you do to your back? Like, I was playing football. You turn 40, someone's like, what'd you do to your back? Like, I was just watching football. Like, I just bent down to pick up the remote, and I'm like, ooh, my back, I gotta get some Aleve right now, right? Like, it's terrible, right? My hearing is going too. I literally thought the McDonald's commercial the other day that they said, let me get a dick pic too. Like, I heard that. I'm like, they said dick pic. I heard it. It was like, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. You're gonna hear that commercial later. Be like, oh, they did. They said dick pic, so look out. So, it's terrible, right? I signed up for Bed Bath & Beyond mobile alerts. I'm like, what am I, 90 years old here? Like, what am I doing with my life? I'm like, I got a text at 2 a.m. the other day. It said, you up. I got so excited. It's the first booty text I ever got in my life. I like threw my glasses on. I'm like, oh my God, who's booty texting me? It was from Bed Bath & Beyond. It said, you up for 20% off. So you got to read the whole text. I'm like, what the hell am I going to do? Go on like a late night booty run for sheets? Like, what the hell is that all about? I don't know. But here's how I know you're old is you start to tell people how much you pay for your clothes. This is what I caught myself the other day. I was like, hey, like these pants, $10, H&M. And I shook him at the person. Like, this is like validating the deal, right? And then if you don't agree with the price, you'll repeat the price, right? I was at the store the other day. I go, excuse me, how much is this? He goes, $39.99. I go, $39.99? Then you're a little older when you repeat the price, and then you add a whistle to it. You're like, $39.99. Then you're older, you repeat the price, you whistle, and then you add a swear. You're like, $39.99. Holy shit, I was not expecting to pay that for an air conditioner. What is going on here? Then you know you're my dad when you do all those things and you fart and crop dust on the way out of the store. You're like $39.99. Holy shit. Come on, Aunt. Let's get out of here. These prices stink. My dad would literally fart and crop dust out of the way out of a CVS and like in a hot box that's in a card aisle. The guy's like, what's that smell? I'm like, my dad does not like your prices. Okay, you got to fix this right away. My dad was the best because he would like literally fart through like sound financial advice and then get mad that you weren't taking it seriously. He'd be like, you know that loan you got taken out, 7.5 interest rate. You better get that shit taken care of. I'm like, you better get your pants taken care of because you might have just shit them, right? Like my mom didn't even fart. She just made a noise. We called it a guap. She would just be looking at the mail and she'd be like, and we're like, what the hell was that, Ma? And she's like, oh, and she'd always go, oh, like she'd keel over like an alien was gonna come out. She'd go, so my dad's in the corner going, my mom's going, I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So that's what I wonder when I grow up. Am I gonna be a farter or a guapper? I have no idea. I hope I'm both, and then I'll just add my own little personal flair to it. I'll be like, and then I go, ah. All right, you guys have been great. Have a good night.
One more big round of applause for Anthony Bonazzo, ladies and gentlemen. And keep that applause going for all the comedians you've seen tonight. And the fabulous staff here at Can TV. We can't do this show without all of you guys being here. So come on out, see a show. All you do is RSVP at Can TV. The shows are Monday nights, 7:30. We'll get all that information posted on the website. Hey, thank you guys for coming on out. Thanks for braving all the weather. And one more big round of applause for everybody you've seen tonight. Good night.